but as I've been traveling across the state, I've visited with far too many whose hearts are filled with anxiety about their future. So many good and decent people seem to be running harder just to stay in place. And for many, no matter how hard they're running, every day it seems to put them a little further behind. It's that way across so much of America, too much of America. Under this president's watch, more Americans have lost their jobs than during any other period since the Depression. Millions have lost their homes. A record number of Americans are now living in poverty. And the most vulnerable are the ones that have been hurt the most. 30% of single moms are now living in poverty. New business startups, and that's normally where we get job growth after a recession. New business startups are down to the lowest level in 30 years. And of course, you know our national debt is at a record high. And when you drive home tonight and you stop by the gas station, just take a look at the prices and then ask yourself, 4 more years of that? I agree. And that's why it's important to understand one extraordinary fact about this election. President Obama thinks he's doing a good job. I'm not kidding. He actually thinks he's doing a great job. He thinks he's doing an historically great job, like Abraham Lincoln and LBJ and FDR. And no, he did not say that on Saturday Night Live. All right? It's enough to make you think that years of flying around in Air Force One, surrounded by an adoring staff of true believers, telling you that you're great and you're doing a great job, it's enough to make you think that you might become a little out of touch with that. And that's what's happened. This campaign is going to deal with many complicated issues. But there is a basic choice that we're going to face. The president has pledged to transform America. And he spent the last 4 years laying the foundation for a new government-centered society. I will spend the next 4 years rebuilding the foundation of an opportunity society led by free people and free enterprises. And you know, the different visions we have, I think, are a product of the different lives we've led, the life experiences, the values we have. When he was a community organizer and communities were hurt by plant closings, his reaction was to turn to the government for help. He saw free enterprise as the villain and government as a solution. He never seemed to grasp the very basic point that a plant closes when a business loses money. So today, when the president attacks business and when his policies make it more difficult for business to grow and prosper, he's also attacking the very communities he had wanted to help. Or at least that's how it works when America is working. But under Barack Obama, America hasn't been working. The ironic tragedy is that the community organizer who wanted to help those that were hurt by a plant closing became the president on whose watch more jobs have been lost than any time since the Great Depression. In Barack Obama's government-centered society, the government has to do more because the economy is doomed to do less. Because when you attack business and you vilify success, you're going to have less business and less success. And then, of course, the debate becomes about how much to extend unemployment insurance because you've guaranteed there will be millions more unemployed. In Barack Obama's government-centered society, tax increases not only become a necessity, but also a desired tool for social justice. In that world of shrinking means, there's a finite amount of money. And as someone once famously said, you need to have some taxes to spread the wealth around. In Barack Obama's government-centered society, government spending always increases. Because, well, why not? There's always someone who's entitled to something more and is willing to vote for anyone who will give them something more. Now, by the way, we know where that kind of that transformation of a free society into a government-centered society leads. Because there are other nations that have followed that path. And it leads to chronic high unemployment, crushing debt, and stagnant wages. It's beginning to sound familiar, isn't it? I don't want to transform America. I want to restore to America the economic values of freedom and opportunity and limited government that have made us the powerhouse of the world. It's opportunity. It's opportunity, not a check from government. It's opportunity that has always driven America and defined us as Americans. Now, I'm not naive enough to believe that free enterprise is the solution to all of our problems. But nor am I naive enough to doubt that it's one of the greatest forces for good this world has ever known. Free enterprise has done more to lift people out of poverty, to help build a strong middle class, to help educate our kids, and to make our lives better than all the programs of government combined. If we become one of those societies that attacks success, one outcome is certain. There'll be a lot less success. And that's not who we are. The promise of America has always been that if you worked hard, had the right values, took some risks, that there was an opportunity to build a better life for your family and for your next generation. This means that government has to be smaller and have strict limits placed on its power. Obamacare violates both those principles, and I will get rid of it. Taxes have to be as low as possible and in line with those of the competing nations around the world, designed to foster innovation and growth. That's why I will cut marginal taxes across the board. I want to create good jobs in this country. Let's get the taxes down for employers. Now, we of course understand in a free market that regulations are necessary and critical, but they have to be continuously updated, streamlined, modernized. And regulators have to see their job not just as cracking down on the bad guys, but also as protecting economic freedom and promoting enterprise and fostering job creation. Washington has to become an ally of business, not the opposition of business. Now, workers should have the right to join unions, but unions should not be forced upon workers. And unions should not have the power to take money out of their members' paychecks to buy the support of politicians that are favored by the union bosses. You know, out-of-touch liberals like Barack Obama say they want a strong economy, but in everything they do, they show they don't like business very much. But the economy, of course, is simply the product of all the businesses in the nation added together. So it's a bit like saying you like an omelet, but you don't like eggs. You know, to build a strong economy that provides good jobs and rising wages and that reduces poverty, we have to build successful businesses of every kind imaginable. And President Obama has been attacking successful businesses of every kind imaginable. We've always been a country of dreamers, where dreamers can have dreams, where one dream helps launch another. And if those dreamers are rewarded with prosperity, we view that as a reason that others we've encouraged to dream big as well. Now, these last few years have been difficult, made a lot worse by the mistakes and failures of the president's leadership. But if the hill before us is a little steeper, we've always been a nation of big steppers. In this last year, I've been all over the country, from student unions to kitchen tables, from factory break rooms to boardrooms, and I've heard frustration and anger, but rarely hopelessness. A lot of Americans have given up on the president, but they haven't thought about giving up. Not on themselves, not on each other, and not on America. We have a duty. We have a duty placed upon our shoulders by the founders of the nation, a sacred duty to restore the promise of America. and we'll do it.
All right, a clean sweep tonight. Fox News, in fact, projects that Mitt Romney is the winner in Wisconsin, Maryland, and D.C. Stay with the Fox News channel, our continuing coverage of the election, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Join me in the next step.
This is a Fox News alert. A federal appeals court calling out President Obama, and we have never seen anything like this. Essentially, the court wants to know if the president knows constitutional law 101.
We'll stop the days of apologizing for success at home and never again apologize for America abroad. Together we'll build the greatest America we've ever known, where prosperity is grown and shared, not limited and divided. An America that guarantees that ours is the door that innovation and greatness always knocks on first. There was a time not so long ago when each of us could walk a little taller and stand a little straighter because we had a gift that no one else in the world had. We're Americans. That meant something different to each of us, but it meant something special to all of us. We knew it without question. So did the people in the rest of the world. Those days are coming back. That's our destiny. So join me. Walk together. Take another step every day until November 6th. We believe in America. We believe in ourselves. Our greatest days are still ahead. We are, after all, Americans. God bless this great country. God bless you. God bless the United States of America. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for the victory in Wisconsin and Maryland and District of Columbia. Thanks, you guys.